Well, one of the things I want to say about it briefly is I encourage you to try it in your daily practice and just put maybe 3 repetitions in a movement and begin to kind of get adjusted to it. You may not get, this is not unlike T'ai Chi Chih. When you first started, it took a while before you started to get some of the benefits. In Seijaku, it's going to be the same way. Even though you've been doing T'ai Chi Chih maybe for many years, you're going to find that, like everything else, it may take a while for you to really kind of get what's going on with Seijaku. So my experience is it took me quite a while, but it has a whole lot of interesting aspects to it that I've come to quite enjoy. And it's almost like I've got a new practice. It just really has revved up a whole lot of things about T'ai Chi Chih through this Seijaku experience. It's only in the forward part of the movement. So as you can see, if you were kind of dividing up the proportions, that you're going to have more of a T'ai Chi Chih movement and less of a Seijaku. Now, what the difference is, in our principles, the synchronicity, the upper body and the lower body move together. That remains the same, but part of that principle is also doing it forward and back at the same pace. The pace part of that changes because obviously I've hit thick, heavy air and that slows me down. So your pace is going to be different than it would be in T'ai Chi Chih, which I think makes sense because you are being slowed down by a greater resistance. I'm sure some of you may have golfed at one time in your life. I have never golfed, but I've watched golf. It doesn't necessarily have to be golf, but golf sort of gets me a little bit more closer. It can be if you played softball or ever swung any kind of a tennis racket or anything else. It's sort of, the notion is where you put the power. If you watch them, they wind way up and then they boom and follow through, right? But all of their muscular effort comes here. Once they hit the ball here, they're just letting their body follow through. Yeah. So this is all strength. This is all sort of coasting. They're watching the ball go. You're moving through thick, heavy air and T'ai Chi Chih, but you're moving with us. Now something's going to happen to that thick, heavy air. It's going to get thicker. So we've often talked about what happens when you, say, are in a building and you walk outside and you're not aware of the outside until you get out there and you walk straight into a strong headwind. Most of the time, what you do is your whole body tenses up. But if you're going to have to actually push through that wind, you're going to get down into your knees a little bit, probably going to actually shorten your body a little. It's almost a natural reaction. So we're kind of looking at that in the same sense. So what you want to think of is that on the side-to-side movement, I've hit thicker, heavier air, and I'm going to have to move my entire body through a resistance I didn't feel in T'ai Chi Chih. It would almost be like if you were kind of moving with the river and all of a sudden the river changed course and started to go the other way, and whoop, now I can't just flow with the river. I've got to push through the river. We say in T'ai Chi Chih that it's all about moving from the waist down. The upper body just comes along for the ride. So we're still saying the same thing. You still are pushing, focused on the Dan Tien, but you are hitting resistance on the entire body, not just lower, not just upper, but the entire body is encountering the same amount of resistance. So we always sort of focus from the waist down, from the Dan Tien down, right? And that's what we still want to maintain. That's the same principle throughout T'ai Chi Chih or Seijaku. We're moving from the Dan Tien. for a long time, I kind of focused on, depending on the movement, what was going on in my upper body. And it took me a while to kind of like, no, get down to that dantian and let it bring the upper body along with it. And I think that helped. They tend to get you a little bit more familiar or in touch with your grounding, because you are going to hit resistance and it's going to be muscle tension. Say that you'll enhance the amount of energy that you get. And if you enhance the amount of energy, you're creating more flow and you'll get more out of it. Again, like I say, it's taken me a while to understand and feel part of that. So you have to give it some time. But his comment is you'll receive more benefit because you'll get more energy out of it. You will be, that's kind of the notion of it. That's why he brought it in. And that's why he calls it, for more advanced students, because he definitely wanted you to get the Tai Chi Chih down with the softness and moving from the dantian, so then you could apply this. Otherwise, you need that basic Tai Chi Chih sense of what's going on before you begin to venture into Seijaku.